If I were to take an apple and throw it up in the air, it would go up for a few feet and then simply plummet back down. This would be merely proving a law called gravity. Personality or upbringing has no bearing on that law. Each and every time I tossed that apple, I'd get the same result. For many millenniums, people believed that gravity was an inescapable law. One day, a father brought home a toy to his two small boys that he had purchased from the store. The toy had the ability to fly through the air before crashing. As those boys played with that toy, they began to believe that they too one day would fly. After they became men, they built a contraption, which was based on the concepts that they had learned while playing. In 1903, the Wright Brothers briefly flew their first airplane, and in 1905, they flew their first practical powered airplane. Using their childlike imaginations, they actually discovered a new way to escape what everyone else thought would be an inescapable law, which was called gravity. They did this by discovering two new laws, thrust and lift, that had also existed since the beginning of time. Through their experiments, they created a wing which was curved on the top but flat on the bottom. When they thrust the plane through the air, they discovered that the wings would lift the plane up because of the air would be passing under the wing more quickly. Before it was over, men could fly. The Wright brothers were able to take the principles of flight that they had discovered in a very small toy to defeat the inescapable law called gravity. The small toy, which appeared to be insignificant in reality, turned out to be the key that unlocked two secret, previously undiscovered physical laws. To turn that key, the Wright brothers had to tune out everyone else's reality while focusing on the truth that they were discovering in that small toy. Did you know that there are spiritual laws that actually mimic physical laws? Or should I say physical laws that actually mimic spiritual laws? Did you know the subconscious mind is designed to create lift, just like that airplane wing? Just like the air, most people's thoughts are erratic. Their thoughts are a mixture of circumstances and the changes that they like to make. They are double-minded. Unless they learn how to focus their thoughts to become a single-minded person, those changes will never occur. The first step in choosing the direction of your thoughts is to write down scriptures which reveal God's will for you in your situation. These focuses your thought life. For thrust to occur in airplanes, air must be focused on its wings in one single direction. When the engines begin pulling the airplane forward against the air with growing acceleration, this creates thrust. I recently read where Ronald Reagan's presidential strategy could have been written on the back of a business card. It was simply to overthrow communism and to cut taxes. This simple-minded strategy created the mental thrust that accomplished his goals. The second step is to keep your thoughts in line with God's Word by constantly checking for course corrections. When the airplane begins to pull forward, its movement is resisted by air and gravity. Throughout the day, our eyes, our ears, and thoughts are bombarded with circumstances that are contrary to what God has said. Whenever circumstances oppose you, keep your hands tightly grasped onto your steering wheel by focusing your eyes, your ears, and your thoughts upon God's Word instead of your problems. Emphatically speak those promises out loud to overcome resistance from circumstances. Eventually, something marvelous happens. Lift is created. Your heart is lifted, so you'll begin to see past your present circumstances and plot your escape route. If you don't routinely rehearse what God says about your situation in His Word, nothing changes. Don't remain entangled with doubt and double-mindedness. Therefore, review your verses daily so you won't remain trapped. Anyone who doubts is like the wave in the sea, blown up and down by the wind. Such doubters are thinking two different things at the same time, and they can't decide about anything they do. They should not think they will receive anything from the Lord. And that's James, the brother of Jesus, said that in James 1:6b 6b and 7b.